Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a 1 month postpartum and also a 1 month baby update. And I'm going to be looking down at my phone because I have some notes in there. So I'm sorry about that. Let's see. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and say a little bit of what happened on week 1. I'm just going to go down my list and you guys can go ahead and watch the other video and it'll tell you what happened week 1 postpartum. But week 1 postpartum, Adeline deals with jaundice. We stayed 4 days in the hospital. She cluster fed for a while because it obviously was her first week. She was not gaining any weight at all. I was having pelvic pain and period cramps. I had blood vessels pop up my face because of all the pushing I did. I also had a really bad eczema flare on my hands, which I always have it in my hands. But this time the eczema also appeared on my eyelids. And it's something new, I guess, with me having the baby, or I don't know what it had to do with, but this time I had it on my eyelids also. I developed anxiety in the hospital, and it was just like the anxiety because I guess we were there so long, because now I'm doing much better. I was wearing my granny panties, of course, at week 1. But let's get into week 2, 3, and 4. I continued to wear the big underwear for week 2 and 3 also. And then on week 3, my period started to fade away, but I still was not too confident to stop wearing pads. I continued wearing pads, but on week 2 I also still had my pelvic pain. There was this cracking that I had in my back for some reason. Like every time I got up, you would hear like my back just pop or something. It felt good, but I mean, I don't know what it was. I guess it was just bones coming back to normal. I don't know. But my period was coming and going. Well, actually no, it was not coming and going for week 2 and 3. Pimples started coming up at week 2 for some reason. I continued like my morning routine to wash my face every morning, and they just disappeared. I also dealt with constipation, and constipation is kind of just been there. It hasn't gone away. I improved the way my fiber, let me reword this. I watch better what I eat, and it's kind of helping my constipation. I mean, I'm not doing excellent in what I'm eating, but it has helped a little bit. Week 2, Adeline again was not gaining any weight. She's under her birth weight. Adeline was waking up from 10 o'clock at night, and she would stay awake till 1 a.m. So that was like, I guess, her confusion from day and night. But she would wake up at 10 o'clock and not go to bed till 1. And then she'll wake up again at 7 o'clock and then just feed and go back to sleep. And then just wake up every 2 hours to feed and go back to sleep. I have been breastfeeding and pumping in between feedings. Like, for example, I would, let's say she fed at 7 in the morning, she would feed from both breasts, and then I would just pump the rest out. And I only pumped for 15 minutes to try and stimulate my breast so I could still be able to breastfeed and also stash away a little bit for the future. Okay, so all that was week 2. For week 3, I still had pelvic pain, still dealt with the constipation, and something really weird, which at week 3, no, I think it was, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, week 3, I had to go see my my OB because of me dealing with depression on my second pregnancy. They just wanted to go ahead and check with me and make sure I didn't develop depression for this baby. So if I'm not mistaken, it was week 2 or week 3. I am not sure, but I saw my OB. But the point I want to get to is that that week that I visited my OB, I was getting really stressed because I was dealing with my boys going back to school. I have one going to pre-K and dealing with him on his first days, and just trying to get used to having 2 boys going to school, getting ready, and then getting the baby ready here and there. So my water decreased, my water intake decreased, and it is something so weird. I don't know if you guys have experienced this. Please let me know. Leave it down in the comment section, because, like, let's say, for example, I usually used to drink 6 bottles of the 6-ounce water bottles in a day, and if I would just go down to 5, it would, like, I could see drastically in me using the restroom. Like, I would go urinate and it would burn so much. Like, the pain was even, like, it was not just right there, but it was like going to my stomach also. Something really weird. But I let my OB know. They did do a urine test, and they found out I did not have a UTI. They sent out my culture, and they also called me, and they just told me I was fine to just keep drinking water if I know that triggers it. But that was really weird. Another thing I developed on week 3 was pain on my left side of my stomach. Like, it wasn't a specific time that I could actually point it out and be like, okay, well, after I eat or before I eat, or if I go without eating. It just came and went at the beginning, and then it just, like, stood there. Like, it was just a constant pain for a long time. To this day, I never went and checked it out, but thankfully it has gone away. Also, week 3, I was still bleeding, like I said before, and having sore breast. Most women that I've spoken with, they said the sore breast is at the beginning. I don't know if three weeks was too far along or what, but I still felt the sore breast. And to this day, like, today is, we are 2 days away from me turning 6 weeks, and to this day, one of my breasts still is sore. I continue to make sure if my baby is latching on the correct way, but for some reason it still hurts, which I'm just constant and just want to really breastfeed, so I don't mind. The pain only lasts for like 15 seconds and then it just goes away. So into week 4. Week 4, I started to experience back pain. I don't know what it came from, but I did ask my mom. I was like, Mom, so why do you think I'm having back pain? And she said that most mothers, when they breastfeed, they have back pain. I don't know if that's the case, if that's true or not, because I mean, this is my 3rd child, and from the second one was the one that I breastfed the longest, and I did not have any type of back pain, but I don't know what that could be. Another thing that I noticed was that I started to experience bleeding while moving around. Like I said, like one day I would start washing dishes, the other day I would wash dishes and sweep, And for some reason, every time I moved around, I started bleeding again. And by week 4, I wasn't bleeding that much, but me moving around caused me to bleed more. And I kind of laid off of doing any house chores just to make sure nothing is going on in there. Another thing that I experienced was my legs would actually like lock while I was sleeping. I don't know what that could be from. Again, I would just be sleeping, and if I would, let's say, put my knees up and try to sleep like that, for some reason, by the time I would wake up, I could not move my legs at all. Like, almost like, I don't know how to explain it, like my inner thighs would hurt so bad, like almost if it was coming from my pelvic area, but they would just like lock, and they would just hurt for me to move my legs. Also, week 4, I continued to have sore breast, and to this day I still have sore breasts. Like I said, it's not a pain that lasts too long, only lasts for 15 seconds, so I don't mind having the pain. I just watch how the baby latches on and make sure that everything is okay. So for Adeline, on week 4, she finally gained weight, and she was back to her birth weight, and of course we were so happy about that. She did just recently go to her 1-month checkup, which was last week, and from when she was 4 weeks to last week, well, 1 week later, you could say, she did gain more weight. So everything is working out now. She's gaining weight. I mean, she's still considered underweight because I guess she's going to be petite. I don't know. She's still in the 22 percentile, but her pediatrician is not too worried about it. As long as she's feeding and having poopy and pee diapers, that is what matters, and she is content. I'm sorry this video might be so long, but I did want to just let you guys know how the first month went. And another thing I did wanted to say is that this first month was a little tough because of me trying to cope with Adeline's schedule. Like, it's just hard. We're currently just going with it. She wakes up at 10, and she's still on that pattern. She wakes up at 10, doesn't go to sleep till 12 or 1 o'clock. I am finding out that she's more hungry when she wakes up at 10. I don't know what it could be. She does, throughout the day, she does feed every 2 hours, but once it gets to 10 o'clock at night, I could put her to my breast. She could feed on both breasts, and I could still feed her a bottle of pumped milk, and that's the only way she's content. But me as a mom, I'm scared that I'm overfeeding her, that through the night she's gonna spit up, I'm not gonna hear her, or things like that. It's just like that's what has been bothering me for the couple of weeks, because I'm like, what should I do? How can I get her to sleep a little bit longer? I do try to wake her up throughout the day, but she does not want to. But I mean, she is 1 month old. She is gonna keep feeding every 2 hours, which I don't mind. But yeah, you guys, this has been my 1 month update. Another thing I did wanted to say, I'm sorry, is that I am back to my beginning weight. Thankfully, I guess the breastfeeding and drinking water helped. But I am back to my weight. As soon as the doctor clears me to go ahead and start exercising, then that's something I am going to start doing. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please leave any comments down below, any questions that you guys might have, and I'll just try to answer as best as I can. This is just something I experienced this time around. I think it is very true that many moms say that every child is different, and yes, it is. This experience, and actually the birth in itself, it was different. Recovery is very different. Her schedule is very different, and I'm just trying to hang in there and continue to I guess nurse my baby the best I can. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, I am so sorry this video might be long, and make sure you guys subscribe and like this video. I will be doing a what I received from the hospital, so you guys, if you guys are expecting any babies, you guys can know what the hospital actually provided for me, and then you guys could prepare your bag accordingly. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.
Go.